Hi, I'm Melina, Ezell, and Generation is my church. Growing up in a Christian home can sometimes cause you to overlook the beauty and depth of the faith of the family that you've been given. For much of my early life, that was my story. I was raised in a loving, church-going family, attending services multiple times a week. I accepted Jesus and was baptized at just 5 years old. And while I truly believed and accepted Jesus as my Savior, my faith soon became more about following a moral code than building a real relationship with Christ. In a church environment, it's easy to fall into the rhythm of doing the right things. You learn early on what a good Christian should look like, and without realizing it, you begin living by a checklist rather than by grace. That mindset doesn't always challenge or change you. It actually stunts your spiritual growth. By the time I was a teenager, I was heavily involved in ministry. I served on Sundays and spent summers volunteering, but my heart wasn't fully in it. I was showing up, but I wasn't surrendering. One summer during high school, I volunteered as a cabin leader at Camp Weebo CG in Southern Illinois. That week, the cabin was overflowing. My cabin was packed with girls in 5th through 8th grades, so full that we even had extra mattresses on the floor. When the director told me they were adding one more camper to my cabin, I was frustrated and complained. But God knew I needed that extra camper. He overruled my attitude and placed that little girl in my care anyway. She was quiet, shy, and alone. No friends, no one to sit with at meals. So I invited her to sit at our table since she was my responsibility. As we talked, she opened up about her home life. Her family was rough and no one knew Christ. She experienced things I couldn't even imagine. I clearly remember her saying that there was no one who could even take her to church if she wanted to go. That hit me hard. I suddenly saw how much I had taken for granted. My upbringing, my family, the access I had to God's truth. That little girl gave her life to Jesus that week, and so did I. I rededicated my life to Christ, not just to serve, but to know Him deeply. That moment changed everything. Since then, I've come to treasure the spiritual examples in my family. My grandparents were the first to follow Christ, and because of their faith, the rest of my family has followed. I am able now to truly appreciate the morals that they instilled in me without feeling like I have to do something just to be a good person. I want to do the right thing because God has changed my heart. In high school, I used to think my testimony was boring, because I just didn't believe I had a dramatic turning point like so many of the powerful testimonies I've heard from friends and family. But I was wrong. The miracle wasn't in a single moment. It was in the steady, unseen faithfulness of godly people that shaped my entire life and encouraged me when I wasn't in it. Now, I see my testimony as a story of grace that spans generations, and I pray I can pass that legacy on to my children. Not just the morals, but the joy of truly knowing Jesus.